Greetings from UCMC. Now we have a community spokespersons program. We speak about decentralization of power, and community spokespersons is UCMC and Dobra project. And Dnipropetrovska Oblast is on the third place in the rating of those communities that got united, and this unification is really able to do something if the community is able to solve the problems. And today we are speaking about Slobozhanska ATC and from Dnipropetrovщина, and they will share their plans for the future and their achievements as well. Our guest is Svitlana Vusyk. She is Deputy Community Head of Slobozhanska ATC. Thank you for being with us today. For 3 years, the community works in new conditions. It was created in 2015. It was one of the first communities at that time. There are more than 14,000 population. 2 councils got united. I always have traditional question, why did you get united? Why did you make the step? Yes, we were among the leaders, among the pioneers in the process of unification. From the start of implementation of law on the unification of territorial communities, it wasn't easy. We considered all pros and cons, and we didn't have experience, and we made our decisions together after discussions with our community, and together with the community that is near us, and people decided to get united. So what arguments we provided to people? That in the result of unification, we will get additional responsibilities and we will have the right to resolve the problems in our territory. And also we will bring services closer to people. They shouldn't go to the centers of the oblast, of the region to get services. They can go to a room and they can speak about their complaints, or they can provide their proposals. And this process of unification, this is not only about unification of communities, this is about people, this is more global word. So this is unification of people. It wasn't easy. We also considered opportunity to join with Podgorodna, but our community didn't support this idea. That's why we had elections, and in August 2015, we were in the first cohort. We were called Jubilejna ATC. Due to decommunization, we became Slobozhanska ATC. Stepnyanska community, we thank former head, now he is elder, and our community, and we have our head for 28 years. He works in self-government for 130 years, Mr. Kaminsky. And the decision was made. We see that the strategy that was adopted, it was correct, and we have results. We want to share these results with our with other communities, those who got united and those who consider unification. So now we will speak about step by step. So when you decided to join, you said that people will get some benefits, and 80% of people agreed to get united. What is the opinion of people about unification? Are people satisfied? So our community is exemplary. The result of unification, it is not positive, it is super positive. So those people who do not get united, they just lose opportunities in their development. In 3 years, we did a lot. It was interesting for us. We implemented those ambitious plans we couldn't even dream before. So this was financial decentralization. The budget increased 6 times on average. For example, the community had 500,000 grivnas, and they have kindergarten and also a school and other facilities that they should have to maintain. And we had and we worked a lot, and our budgets increased 6 times, even more. And previously we were not, and people believed in us, and we tried to show the territories that got united with the Slobozhanski Center. We wanted to show that unification is good, and we concluded a memorandum with the council that joined us. First, they were afraid that we will forget about them and that we will send all the money to the center. And in order that people believe us, we concluded a memorandum with them, and that in the result of unification, we will do it step by step. First, there will be a school there because they were afraid that we will close their school. And second, we also included it, and we provided 5 years guarantee that we will implement all these measures in these 5 years. And in 3 years, we implemented 90% of those measures that were included. These 3 years showed the opportunities of unification, and people are able to adopt this, take decisions, and to establish tasks, to have consultations with the community. And we have good facilities, newly built kindergarten for 220 children. Due to local budget, it was done in 1 year. They constructed it in 1 year, and due to our budget and the Oblast budget, and we thank Oblast Power who supported us. And those exemplary facilities. Center of Security was built. This was typical, but we did it in the territory that joined us in the Stepove village, and it is a remote village, 18 kilometers from us, and it is far from firefighting stations. So when firefighters came there, so there was nothing for them to do to help. So you provide a lot of information. So as I understood that people may sign memorandum, and the people may include their opinion there, and to follow this memorandum in its implementation. And due to financial decentralization, your budget increased 6 times. Slobozhanska community is on the 1st place in the rating of financial capabilities among communities. I mean, with the population from 10 to 15,000, so they work with reverse, 21% reverse. So they help even other communities, but this reverse is distributed by the state. So financial resources provide new opportunities for development. But what heritage did you have, and what problems you inherited from the past? So maybe the problems are the same. So before this, we didn't support educational institutions. We got it from the region, and they were not in the good shape. So for capital repairs in 20 years, director said that that they got 500,000 grivnas during 20 years, and they had the temperature in class 12 degrees Celsius only. in winter. So they didn't have necessary conditions for educating children, and they didn't have material basis, and communications were broken, and there was a lot of work. And also in other areas, they had the same problems. They were out of the scope of our responsibility before. So one thing, when people come to you to resolve the issue, and the other thing is when regions, they just do not want to deal with these problems. Many people remained people just faced their problems and no one could help them, and now we help them, and we got many responsibilities, and we try to do everything in our force to help people with in their problems. And also Svitlana said that many responsibilities were at the level of region or oblast, and to resolve some problems people had to travel there, and in oblast and region they just didn't want to deal with these problems. Now the power is closer to people, not in the region, not in the oblast, but on site in the community, and this power meet people each day, and they should implement their responsibilities in the community. So if we're speaking about responsibilities, it happens so that your community is associated with the first place, that it is the first in everything. And you also opened administrative services center. Also, you were among the leaders. So they people were afraid that they had to travel far to get these documents. Could you tell us more about administrative services? Center of Provision of Administrative Services was created in May 2016, and the Vice Premier of Regional Development, Mr. Zubko, attended this opening. We didn't understand all the opportunities. We didn't know how to do it. Then we got experience. We improve what we have. We organized the work of the center. We established the roadmap and adopted it, and we didn't have trained personnel. We announced contests, and there was a roadmap. And in this roadmap, all the responsibilities of administrators were foreseen in order to help people faster, to provide permits and documents to people quickly. And the Center of Administrative Services now provides 108 administrative services, including new administrative service in 2018. All Ukraine was in the queues for the foreign passports, and due to the tender, we bought equipment, and for us, the comfort was more important than money. That's why we bought equipment, and this service was really needed. And this equipment, we returned its cost, and also this center helps to compensate the expenses, and also we have new types of administrative services of social character. We are participants of the pilot project of the Ministry of Social Policy. As of today, we help our residents to have documents for subsidies. They go not to the region, but they go locally. And do you have queues like we see on TV? No, we do not have queues. The work of the center is until 8 p.m. So you may work not from 5 to 8. You may extend work working hours in order to help people. So we saw that there is a big load of work, and they do it in one place. There's a state registration services and architecture and construction inspection and land cadastre services and social services are provided all in one place. So the same with passports. Also, as of today, we plan to conclude the contract with the Service Center of Police in order to help register vehicles in order to simplify procedures. What is the reaction of people? Do they notice these changes? They have good reaction. So at the entrance of the center, we have transparent box with the emojis, and people may provide their opinion. For example, if we see a red light, so we see that this is something to deal with. So the workers of the center, they hold some festivities, for example, St. Valentine's Day, and they decorate the premise with flowers or with hearts, and people are greeted with a smile, and we should train our administrators, because this is emotional and psychological burden on people who work, and people understand that they get negative information. And also the center is additional place to provide work places. So we had competition, and Slobozhanska is the regional center, and we didn't have problems with this. Maybe for ATCs that are more remote from big cities, maybe they have problems with personnel. But our head made decision that we stimulate the best, and those who want to have more, they should work better, provide quality, and be more responsible. So we spoke about administrative services, and now we're going to speak about education and healthcare. We see that you have new kindergarten and other educational institutions. So the picture is one result, and also I hope that the result will be in the content of provision of those services. Please, could you tell us about changes in your community in this area? We thought about material things in order to restore work of these institutions to provide quality work, because if, for example, it is cold, it is impossible to work properly. So we made repairs and provided equipment, and we haven't completed this work yet, but maybe we completed 80% of this work. We provided materials for education. We have interactive blackboards, and also we provided equipment to the physics and linguistic laboratories, and also we've created, in order to improve quality of education, in order to be competitive, and in order that our children provided good results during external assessment, we also provided new content, and we do not have a base school, but in the center of Slobozhanska we have primary school, first fourth form, and the school that provides education for children of 5th grade to 11th grade. These schools add to each other, but these schools are overloaded, and in these 3 years, when we became United Community from the region, we have 62 classes in each year. Next year we'll have 64, 66, and now more than 70 classes. So Unfortunately, this year we started to work in 2 shifts because we have more children now, and they've returned. We are near Dnipro city, and people went to Dnipro before for better knowledge, and now people understood that we provide good quality and good level of education, and now we have 300 children more because children started to go to our school. In order to provide quality education, we transformed our base school, our educational complex, and we've created the Center for Extracurricular Education, and there are many different clubs for children, and we involved all of them to extracurricular training. So children may develop in these centers. So this is like some directions of specialization for children, and our children won in a lot of contests and competitions. They became laureates, winners in these competitions, and we are really proud of our children, and we believe that they will be stars and champions. And what about culture in your community? So the development of culture is the basis, including development of physical culture. About culture, before unification in the territory of, we had the regional House of Culture. It was under regional power, and only at the end of last year the region provided this facility to us, and we changed it from regional to village level. We called it broader. This is the center of relaxation, in order to have cultural aspect and relaxation, and it should be a center that is really alive and interesting for our residents. As of today, this is new for us, but in the territory that was that joined us, they had also the House of Culture. The budget was 500,000, and the roof was damaged, and people didn't have the place to go, and we reconstructed in Stepove village the House of Culture, and people were really glad. Those elderly people came. They remember the times of collective farm, and now they saw this modern club with the scene, with computers, library, this House of Culture. They just enjoyed this House of Culture, and they were really glad that they would have this in their territory. And did someone teach them to use the internet? Now the issue is raised to activate the work of clubs. As of today, we do not provide clubs for payment. Now they are free of charge. If we have problems with resources, maybe the residents will partly pay for this work. But now we are trying to help and provide it for free. And elderly people, for them, we have communal center that is called Mercy, Milosrdie. And the aim was that our elderly people, they shouldn't feel that they are alone, that they are not interesting, and they want to show them that they are needed. And we wanted to gather them in this club in order that they be able to sing, to dance, to play chess, to share their poetry, because there are many talented people. If he is a pensioner, it doesn't mean that he is not talented. And people should be able to share with others in order that people be more open. And also, we have one more opportunity. They communicate among themselves, and also we provide help to them. We have a hairdresser, and elderly people go to this hairdresser, or hairdresser may come to their own home to those who are not able to come. Also, we bought a minibus. Those people who cannot go to a regional hospital, we may bring those people to the hospital. So there are many areas of work through this communal center. Also, sanitary and resort vouchers are provided through the center, and also material help is provided to those who need this assistance, for example, for medical treatment, or in some cases, it can be anything. So community also takes care of children. It gives its attention to elderly people, to youth, and I've read that the community provided 106 flats for those people who were in the queue to get a flat for years. And I know that in the country, they do not build this housing for those who are in queues. This is really expensive. Yes, this is expensive, but it is really great because there are things that are also important. Not only money is important, and we should create proper conditions for living, and we wish good conditions to everyone. So in our building code is from Soviet times. It was introduced in 1984, and it is still in effect. So this issue should be resolved. We understand the level of living of people, and we should help people through state programs, not through ATC programs. And whether it is a social housing or credit housing on some grounds. And we provided more than 100 flats to people, and we saw happy eyes of those people. These are 7 orphans and 7 children who are deprived of parental guidance. And when we entered the foyer to the corridor of this house, so this is not just a block. When they got the keys and they came to see their flats for the first time, these are people who are 30 years, but they have the status of orphans. They didn't have parents. They try to earn money, but they are vulnerable. They live in some barracks, and entering the flat and seeing that everything is great there. Everything is equipped, starting from the water closet, bathroom, gas oven, autonomous heating, wallpaper. So you can come and live there. So they opened the door of the flat, they entered, and they were just shocked in a good sense that they have such wonderful flats, that they have keys from these flats. They thank everyone. And a woman, for example, she is pregnant and she has 2 small children, and these people are just happy that they got these flats. So 8 multi-children family got the flat, 7 orphans, and also the hero of Ukraine got the flat. Veterans of ATO, of internal forces, police veterans, and also young specialists got housing. And these young specialists, they were in the queue starting 1980s, and these people are not young anymore, but they are in the status of young specialists, and they were really happy that they managed to get these flats, and we are really grateful to Oblast Power, and due to their cooperation we were able to help because this was joint budget for this housing. So I saw your video about development of your region, about roads and lighting in the streets. Tell us more about development. In 2017, we adopted the strategy of the development of our community and identified the main priorities because we understand that it is difficult to deal at once with everything. It's impossible, but we decided what direction should be and what are the main priorities. And one of the priorities this are comfortable conditions for living in the territory of the community, and in comfortable conditions, we activated the work for the development of the near house territories, and we complete big projects concerning capital repairs of near the house territories. We repaired roads, asphalt is provided to roads, and in the streets we have sport facilities, and courts are built, proper infrastructure is established for our residents in order that our residents be able to have these sports facilities free of charge. Did you have firefighting station? Did you start it from scratch? This was the center of security, the first in the region. This is firefighting station. The center of security is built due to the funds of the community, but the equipment was bought due to Dobra program. We provided an application, and generators were bought, electric generators, motor pumps, and motor and diesel were bought, and faxes and other equipment were bought due to USA. And we had honorable guests who attended this center. The extraordinary ambassador Ivanovich attended the center, and we were surprised that such a top official came to this opening and to see these results of the work of Dobra program. So some people say they have everything that because they are helped a lot, even by Americans. But I would like to mention that people want to help only those who help themselves. Now we have active community. Youth Council was created due to its initiative. Near our school, we provide opportunity to young people, and near the school, the Dendro Park was created due to the efforts of our Youth Council and our students. They helped in the creation of the project. They helped the designers, and there was a contest for the best teacher in the Dnipropetrovsk region. And on the basis of our school, our first school, what we did, we restored the work of the shooting ground. And this is not like in Soviet times. It is equipped with all necessary facility. Maybe it is the best in Ukraine, so you may come and see, because this is a really interesting facility. So children had many ideas. They wanted to create youth radio station, and we came up with such a project. We addressed Dobra project, and 70% of the necessary equipment was bought due to Dobra program. So communities may use help of international projects, and Dobra is one of the programs you've mentioned. Do you plan to join more territories? Yes, we considered this issue last year, and the neighboring community addressed us, and the deputy decided to support this idea. And according to prospective plan, did they have to join you? No, this is not in the prospective plan. But according to the procedure, several decisions were made, several procedures were established, and all the decisions will be made by our neighbors now. So it is really interesting. A lot has been done. The country got the reform it needed all these years from the start of restoration of our independence. So I would like to catch this wave. What is the most important thing in the development of the community? So I imagined, for example, that your team, together with Kaminsky and all other people who now work on the development of the community, if you, for example, is relocated to other communities, for example, there is no reverse, there are no such enterprises, will you be able to achieve the same results, what we see in the community that you have now? So a lot depends on the community, on the leader, on the initiative and responsible creative people. If you do not have such a team, it is really difficult to build something, to do this miracle. So the team that works, they should be inspired by their work. They should love their work. If you have this, there will be a result in the territory of any community. But if you just resolve your own issues, nothing good will come out of this. And I am grateful to the team of Slobozhanska community. I'm thankful to all the residents for support, for cooperation. And I hope that in other communities there will be teams that will lead these communities ahead. Also, one more question. In Ukraine, there are 95 regions that don't have any amalgamated communities. Maybe we should not provide advice, but looking at them, we would like to understand whether they really achieve something or do they fail? I do not know the reason why. We understand that we may structure these reasons why they do not have these amalgamated community. So objectively, you may come and see what we do, because I see that they lose their opportunities, and I feel pity that these communities do not understand this. We thank you, Svitlana, for this wonderful meeting and for this wonderful example, your community that you represented. We have a lot to learn from you. So today we were speaking with Svitlana Vusyk, Deputy Community Head of Slobozhanska ATC from Dnipropetrovsk. Till the next time, goodbye.